What is up, everyone? And with the Awesemo channel, talking preseason DFS, giving you a position by position look where you need to be targeting for each of these contests. And of course, before we get started, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your favorite preseason DFS play. And let's get right into this. We are going to start with some condensed opportunity, and that's really what we're looking for in the preseason. And we have to look to Los Angeles, the Rams, that is, every time they are on the slate. Sean McVay notoriously does not play his starters in the preseason, doesn't even play his backups. And we aren't going to see John Wolford again. We're not going to see, of course, Matthew Stafford. And most of these starters aren't going to play, trickling down to players like Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Darrell Henderson. But in the quarterback room, that leaves a lot of condensed opportunity for Bryce Perkins. This team waived Devlin Hodges earlier this week. Now we have Bryce Perkins playing essentially the entire game by himself. Last week, he played 76 snaps, which is just downright ridiculous for a preseason DFS quarterback. As you can see, he projects for nearly 190 yards passing. And even if he's not that efficient, Bryce Perkins is an elite dual threat quarterback. Going back to his time with Virginia, this is a guy that rushed for nearly 1,700 yards in his final 2 seasons in college. So he has fantastic mobility. He is downright free on the slate. I think you can play him in any sort of contest. You just eat the chalk here with Bryce Perkins. He's a fantastic play overall at the quarterback position. Moving to running back, we are going to head to Tennessee, where, as we know, Tennessee is having some issues with COVID-19. They put Jeremy McNichols on the COVID reserve list. We are not going to see Derrick Henry. Darrington Evans has been battling an injury, and that leaves just 2 backs in Tennessee that might see the ball. Brian Hill is the favorite between these two to make the roster. So it's Brian Hill and Mekhi Sargent. With Brian Hill being favored to make the roster, he probably doesn't play a lot more than a quarter. And we've seen that in previous weeks of the preseason. Brian Hill just 21 snaps last week, Mekhi Sargent 31. So we're projecting the entire second half and probably a lot of the second quarter going exclusively to Mekhi Sargent here too. He projects for an immense workload on the ground, and we have him for nearly 98 yards. This is a guy that's been used heavily already this preseason. There are a few other backs on the slate in condensed opportunity shares, but Mekhi Sargent highlights this list of players that are going to be very, very attractive today in DFS, particularly at the running back position. For receiver, we head right back to LA. As you can imagine, this is a situation we've been targeting throughout the preseason, and it makes a very nice stacking option with Bryce Perkins. And the Rams, you really have 3 guys you can choose from. Tutu Atwell, Landon Akers, and J.J. Koski all played at least 65 snaps in week 2. Tutu Atwell played 70 snaps. He's their rookie out of Louisville, a smaller slot receiver, gadget-type player, and he projects to get nearly the whole game. The only reason he's not at a full game's worth of drives is you do have Jeremiah Hadel. He only played 12 snaps last week, but Tristan Jackson is going to return from injury. He's a guy that played 24 snaps in preseason week 1, did not play in week 2, which allowed Tutu Atwell, Landon Akers, and J.J. Koski all to get upwards of 70 snaps, 65, 70 snaps. You're probably not seeing that ceiling this week, just with the return of Tristan Jackson. Hadel gets some as well, but you're still looking at 50, 60 snaps for Tutu Atwell, again, who's a very highly touted prospect, a second rounder coming out of Louisville, a slot receiver, so he should get some of those gimme throws underneath, easy pitch and catch opportunities, which is really what we're looking for in DFS. We want those easy PPR receptions. And closing this out with the tight end position, there's a couple of attractive options on the slate, but we are going to stick with Tampa Bay, where we've been able to make some money in the past. And Tanner Hudson was kind of a surprise active last week. He didn't practice at all. And then he plays in the game, and he has an immense receiving workload. Now, he only played 17 snaps. I think part of that is due to injury. If you go back to week 1, he played 28 snaps. But he's going to be battling Cody McElroy for this final tight end spot if they decide to keep 4 tight ends, which I think they might. Again, Tanner Hudson, 17 snaps to Cody McElroy's 35 last week, but Hudson was injured. Going back to week 1 of the preseason, 28 snaps for Hudson, 29 for McElroy. Ultimately, both of these guys are going to be strong plays tonight. It's going to be more of a GPP decision which one you want to go with. Hudson has the production. McElroy's had the snaps lately. I think both are good plays. I'm going to slightly lean with Hudson, but we have season tonight and tomorrow. And of course, on the website, projections, depth charts, write-ups, everything you need for preseason. I'm Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Thank you guys for watching. We will catch you again next time.